How's it going, guys? It is May 24th, 9:01 p.m. Here on the East Coast. So I got a couple vlogs that I do owe you guys. I'll be putting up a couple of them this evening. But I did want to do the first vlog on a dear friend of mine that passed over the weekend. And I want to title this vlog, not necessarily in his name, but just that you're here today and sometimes going to be gone tomorrow. I had seen this particular friend just that evening, and got the chance to shake his hand. He's a good friend of mine, and talk to him briefly. And it was unreal the next morning when I woke up that he had passed, or that I found out he had passed from another friend of mine. It just went through the town rather quickly, like a whirlwind. Um, and I feel tremendously bad, especially for the family, and most importantly for his mother. Um, Having to be, I can't, I can't even fathom to imagine the pain of parent having to bury their child. That's not the natural cycle of life. Um, Undoubtedly, you should bury your parents, not parents burying children, and that can really have a toll on people. And I took a couple days to kind of reflect back. It took me a couple days to actually read the article. I couldn't even look at it because it in my mind, would have made it real what had happened. Even though that I know in my mind it was real and there was nothing I could do to change it, I just didn't want to read the article. It took me a couple days to read it, and talking to some close friends of mine um, to get through that transition. Um, and as I was, talking to my wife about it, because she, came to talk to me about it after she found out that I had found out. I told her that, it's very unfortunate. It was uh, just too young. He's kind of my age. I think he was a year younger than me. Couldn't have been more than 30, 31 years old. Um, and it was just, me and this guy had shared some special moments together. We worked together. We hung out together at a previous job, and he was a good friend of mine. And still, I would consider him a good friend of mine. I don't believe that people after they pass aren't your friends anymore, and I do truly believe that they can live um, through certain things that you can do to keep their memories alive. So I did want to make mention of that. Tomorrow's not promised for any one of us, and as much as we hear it, we don't tend to realize until something of this magnitude happens in our lives for us to really realize it, and really come to terms with it. It's crazy how something like that could happen so quickly in almost the blink of an eye, and really just cause catastrophic damage to an entire community, regardless of your perceptions of a person who has passed, whether they're good or bad. You tend to think of them in the last moment that you saw them, or the memories that you cherished with them. And I had saw him the evening before he passed, and he was very happy, very upbeat, very chippery, just a very happy person that I can remember, and that's forever the memory that I'm going to remember him as. And it's just tough to realize that something like that has happened, and that I will never get a chance to see this person again, never get a chance to touch their hand again, or to give them a hug, or anything of that nature. So So it's tough trying to come to terms with that. As I was explaining it to my wife, um, I lost two buddies back in 2015 to suicide, and both were my bosses at one point in time during my military career. And that's just to give you, a kind of recent example. And there is that the issue I have, I guess, is that I have a total of 3 people on my phone who I can never speak to again, but I don't have the courage to delete their numbers. Please excuse me, I thought I'd be ready to talk about it. I apologize for the moments of silence, but it's just unreal to me the way things can change on an instant, especially in a young person's life. It's unreal to me. But my blessings definitely go out to the family, um, and go out to, like I said, the mom especially. I knew her pretty well, through her daughter, through my some previous relationships that I had with friends of her daughter, and of course through the relationship I had with her son. And my heart goes out to that woman. She's such a kind-hearted woman, and doesn't deserve the pain that she's going through right now. That's one of the things that I don't wish upon my worst enemy. And I've undoubtedly gone through my fair share of pain and been to my fair share of funerals, both inside the military and out. But I understand the logic of burying your parents or burying somebody that's older than you. I get that logic to a certain extent. But the logic I don't get, what I'm having trouble comprehending, is burying somebody younger than me and a close friend of mine. I knew it would happen one day, but that day's come way too soon for my friend. Out of respect for his family and his friends, I'm not going to make mention of his name to give them the privacy that they deserve, that they're entitled to. Although I know the news blew through the town like a hurricane, um, I'll choose to keep his name intact and remember him of the memory I have of him on the night prior to his accident. But don't take today for granted. Tomorrow's not promised to um, any person on this earth. And if you think it is, you are sadly mistaken. No matter how confident you are, the plans you have for tomorrow, it's just sometimes when it doesn't line up in your stars, it just doesn't line up. So I'm gonna leave this vlog there at that, and I got a couple more to put up. I didn't think this through, but I was the first one that I wanted to talk about. I got a couple more vlogs to put up this evening. And please forgive me, guys, for the moments of silence in this video. I thought I was ready to do a vlog on my thoughts on it, but talking about it makes it seem even more real, and it just makes the pain more real as well. So I'll leave this vlog at that. Again, my heart goes out to his family, his friends who all knew him for what he was, knew him for who he was today, not necessarily thoughts or ideals that you may have had on him in the past. Anybody who knew him knew how big of a heart he had and how much of a loving and caring person he was. And the things he would do for other people in his family was second to no one. He was a great person, not only to me, but his family and friends alike. And that's how I'll remember it. The only silver lining I have for this story is I hope that he's in a better place now. I believe that there is a heaven. I also believe that there is no hell. So, in my opinion, he is in a better place. And I hope that there was no pain and suffering on the way there. The other thing that I'm happy about is that I was able to see him the night before he passed. I was able to shake his hand and exchange a couple words with him, as we always do when we see each other. And he actually gave me a compliment that evening about my hair, because I'm growing it out at the moment. And he would always give me compliments on the stupidest stuff, whether it be some shoes that I'm wearing, or the clothes that I was wearing, or the way that I styled my hair. He would tell me not to tell people that he thought of me, or gave me those compliments, but that he really liked, certain ways that I dressed, or the certain style that I wore my hair. That's just the type of person that he was. Very complimentary, very kind-hearted. I can't say enough good things about him. But I am happy I got to spend some moments with him before he passed. And if you love those around you, and the signs of passing are present, or they're near, definitely cherish the moments that you do have with those people. like old family and friends who are anticipating your pass because of their old age. Appreciate that time you have with them. The young ones, your young friends, you should appreciate that time as well. But when it catches you off guard, like it caught me off guard, because it's not the natural way things are supposed to work in the world, it makes you upset. It makes me upset. We all wish we could have done more, or said more, or spent more time with this person, or this loved one. But in reality, you had all the time in the world to spend with them. Nobody could have predicted what happened to my friend. Nobody. We probably could have predicted a lot of other things that could have happened to him. The incidents that happened that evening, I don't think we could have predicted. So again, my heart goes out to his family, especially his mom, and I hope they all can find some peace one day, as I know it's going to take me some time. But time does heal a lot of different things. I'm hoping the time will help their family heal. That'll be it for the first vlog for today. I'll see you guys on the next one.